What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at a BPL cheap starter squad. I did these last year and actually there was quite a nice little bit of feedback, so I thought we'll do the same. We are getting closer and closer to the game. I was expecting the full database to be kind of either leaked or ready by now. Obviously we have hit a little bit of a hiccup with that. Obviously there's a few things out of the content creators' hands with that. So from what we've got, which we've got a few up and down tier players, I thought, you know what, I've got a team ready. We're going into the FIFA 21 Footbin Squad Builder. I think it's a really nice app to use kind of thing on the internet. And they've added like a new feature where you can kind of make the screen a little bit bigger, and it just adds that little bit of value to it. So we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to be doing every major league and then possibly some hybrids, some starters, maybe a week one team. So adding a couple of 84s, 86s, some with a little bit of value that you think for an 86 rated player, that's actually going to be really nice. And then obviously we can look at some really insane squad builders. The new icons we've got, Cantona, I was going to say Conte then, Cantona, Cole, Puskas, some really nice icons, and kind of like maybe a couple of months into the game, obviously we have icon squad builders. We're going to look at what the most meta team will be as well, in terms of what we know about the game already. But anyway, let's jump into the cheap BPL and see how we do. So if you did check out the video from yesterday, there is a couple of players in here. I think it's mainly the same attacking three, as I feel like they'll be the best value as well as being effective on the pitch in kind of like day 1 to day 3. Obviously it all depends on how you start the game. If you are someone who's played the game for a long time now, then obviously you'll have a little bit of a knowledge of how to make coins, how to kind of upgrade your team very, very quickly. Obviously for me, I pay FIFA points from the very start. I put in about 24,000, nothing too massive, but it gets me a nice little starter squad depending on obviously who I pack. Welcome packs can sometimes kind of steer your team in a nice direction. But anyway, let's go on to the goalkeeper, and it is going to be a Manchester United goalkeeper. As let's just have a look and I can kind of show you who I'm working with at this moment in time. So if we go with the Premier League, which, because I keep calling it BPL still, and I keep missing it because it's kind of like a dark badge. There it is, look. So we've got at the minute, obviously Alisson will be the best keeper to get in the Premier League, but we're not looking at that. So we are kind of dealing with a very small scale of keepers right here. I think Schmeichel, Patricio after a couple of days may actually be cheaper, but as an 84 to start with, I feel like you'll be paying overpriced for him in my opinion. Ryan again could be a nice one with the speed, but I think Henderson for me would be the best value. I can see him being a little bit more expensive than the average 80 rated goalkeeper, and Prem normally is, and it's something I stay away from if anything, as Prem tend to be quite expensive regardless of their rating or price. But as we are doing them, I thought, you know what, we'll go with these today. Right back wise, we are looking at, if we just type in Prem or I don't know, League, I don't know, oh my god, Premier League, oh it's not working, let's just, oh that's Nation, idiot, honestly. Let's go to the topic. Oh, we were there. Honestly, this video is an absolute flaw. We're going to call it today. Here we go. So we have got obviously Trent 87. Don't get how the rating is 87, but anyway, we move on from that. Obviously Walker should be a nice one. I think Pereira would be a good one as well. Aspilicueta, more of a centre back for me. Cancelo, Wan-Bissaka will be very expensive to start. Aurier for me doesn't have the pace that I want for the defender. Obviously has the good physical and defending, so could be a nice one as a very budget player. But I think Yedlin for me will be the one, as I think a lot of people, like I said in the last video, will go left wing, right wing with mad pace. They'll be looking at 90 plus. I feel like having a right back, left back with that sort of pace will definitely do you justice. Then we move on to the centre-back position, which, again, and we got it right there, that's perfect. Fernandinho, I don't get why he's the centre-back, but anyway, we move on. Aki would be a cracking one, but I feel like Man City, new transfer, he's got to be so expensive to start with. Soyuncu, depending on how well the pace is on the game, if 70 or just under 70 will be sufficient to start with, then maybe he could be a nice one. But personally for me, maybe a little bit more expensive, but I feel like they'll be worth it, is Rudiger and big boy Sanchez, because I feel like 81 both got above 70 pace or 70 Great defending on both of them, good physicals, necessarily not the great passing or dribbling for that kind of all-round centre-back, but I feel like you're going to be struggling with that anyway. If you just pass it out to your left mid, right mid, or centre mids, then obviously that would be the way to go. In terms of the left back, we will have a look again. That is left back. We have got only, again, a few choices. For me, I've gone with this guy. 79 rated, Watford. I feel like he's going to be a cheap little player to get. Danny Rose, not got the pace for me. I feel like won't be really there. Man City, again, will be expensive, same as Mendy. Davis, again, doesn't quite have what I want out of this. And then Chilwell, I don't feel like will be someone, same as Alonso. Digne, I can imagine, will be a nice week 1 player. Robertson then looking at the best BPL left back you can get. But I've gone with this guy right here. I feel like that is a solid back line. I feel like you've got the pace on the left back, right backs. Obviously only 83, but with the pace decrease, I feel like he will have enough going in there. Henderson hopefully will play well. And then I'm thinking Sanchez and Rudiger, paying that little bit more for them, I feel like will be worth it. And especially both being common, I feel like they'll be very nice to have in your team. Then we pick someone who was in the team in the last episode, was Sissoko. I'm hoping he does well. I really think that he's got a chance to kind of be that budget centre mid. Maybe doesn't have the same sort of value that he did last year, but I feel like he still can be that budget centre mid that can play in this team right now. And then we have, in fact, we have a full, let me spell his name right. We have a full centre mid of Tottenham, basically. Lo Celso is going to be the final one. And I'm thinking, because we didn't really have, and I'll show you right now, we didn't really have many budget centre mids yet because the game hasn't got the full database. I'm thinking these are kind of the best options. James, for me, not enough pace. Ozil, again, it's very basic right there. He's got great passing and dribbling, but the shooting, the pace is not quite there. Kovacic, I was trying to stay away from the 83s. I feel like he'll be a nice middle player, so a very nice centre mid. Dele Alli could be a nice one, but again, we're looking at more expensive here. We're looking for a cheap starter team for BPL. We're looking day 1, day 2. As we go into the game, then we're looking at these 83s and then looking up here for the higher rated players. But I think for me, these are the best 3 that you can get in the BPL with this current database. And then we have the final 3, which I'll whack them all in, because if you have seen yesterday's squad builder, then obviously you know who I'm going with. It's going to be the 2 Watford lads and then Daniel as the left wing. I feel like that provides a very nice out kind of wingers right there. You've got the lovely centre mids. You can whack someone like Sissoko as the kind of more defensive player, and then have Lo Celso and Ndombele as the 2 holding mids. Someone who's going to pass the ball forward, maybe run on a little bit more. There's not really a cam involved in this, but I'm going with the basic 4-3-3 with these, just because I feel like that's going to be quite a nice formation for people to start with, and then we can see, is an attacking mid worth it? Is a centre forward worth it? 2 strikers, a left mid, right mid rather than wingers. That will be something that we find out as the game gets into play and we know what meta formation there is. So I'm sticking with the same formation across the board, so we know exactly what we're actually getting ourselves into, and actually we've got a nice already kind of ground for it, basically. If I was to go with 2 strikers, I'd keep the wingers as left mid, right mids. I'd take out potentially Ndombele and then whack another striker on top. And it's very easy like that. You've already got your core base and you only need to change 1 or 2 players to make it really worth it. If you do need, say, 5 at the back, say if that's the most meta there, then obviously you just whack a centre back in. Again, Ndombele comes out and you just have 2 midfielders. So for me, that is probably a very nice budget BPL squad or PL squad. I don't like that they've got rid of Barclays. It was perfect with that, or PL squad, so Premier League. And I feel like that will be a really nice one to get on day 1, and I don't think it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of coins. So let me know down below of your ones. If you want to send me on any of the socials, any of your teams, we can go and put them on Instagram. We can start like a little thing with showing your squad builders. We could even do like a how to rate your team or something like that, or basically a showcase, rather than kind of like rating them, because I feel like that's already been done a lot of the time. Maybe just like a showcase of them. I know it's changing the name of it a little bit, but it would always be nice to see what you guys are kind of either hoping for aspiring to, or either just wanting to start the team with. I'd be definitely down to kind of like feature them into a video before the game comes out, and then we can get into your actual squads as the game commences and do like a weekly, bi-weekly series, maybe even a monthly. So I have been told basically that Watford is not actually in the Premier League. I don't get how I didn't know that. Obviously on Footbin it is classed as Premier League. They need to be brought down into the Championship. And also Suarez, the striker that I had in the last team yesterday, which is what I'm talking about, and the team we had today just, isn't actually playing for Watford either. So it's a little bit of a double one there. I've gone and changed them. I thought I can't leave it like that after knowing. I have recorded this video literally before my video yesterday went live, and then someone noted that out. So I thought I've got to change it, especially if it is a Premier League squad builder. So I've gone with a different two basically. So we've got Origi up front. Realistically, we only have Giroud or Danny Ings as the other two if you take out that Suarez, and then it goes up to Jesus, who is 83, Jimenez and Martial who are 84, and then we go up to the 85s to the 88s. So it's pretty much Origi or no one until we get the full database. And then as the right wing, we could go with Traore. I feel like he will be a little bit more expensive, just because of the fact that he is the highest or best paced gold card in the game. So I'm thinking Daniel James is going to be the better option there and really will offer you that kind of burst of pace down the wing. I just thought I'll add these two in. I couldn't leave the Watford lads in, as obviously it's not a Premier League. In the last video at least they are two that link together at the moment, but in this video it is only a Premier League. So hopefully you did enjoy, and hopefully you do appreciate that I didn't just leave it as it is. I could have easily just left it and just been stupid with it, and just uploaded it, but I thought, you know what, we're going to make it proper. We'll put these two in, and this is the team that we are going to be going with for the Premier League starting squad builder. So make sure you like and subscribe, and see you for the next one.